the hell? Was that someone there? Good evening and welcome to Paranormal Pizza, where I'm joined by Michelle, Paul, Abby, Tommy, Angela, Craig, Liam, Nicole, Mark. Welcome everybody. Thank you for coming on.
Hello.
Hey. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Well, I was going to say you're all welcome, but I'm starting to regret this already. We've not even started yet.
Welcome to the roast of Andy DeCodes.
You know
He's
what?
getting roasted pizza behind the scenes.
After the conversations I had earlier on today, I'm not even. I've got nothing to say at all right now. So, but we do have the gong, and it's a lot louder than it looks because I'm going to use a digital one, but make it loud. Just generate that anyway. So it don't matter. So welcome everyone in the chat. So the way this works, I'll explain to everyone here, even though I have done about 5 times. Don't know why I bother. I'll explain to everyone in the chat. So you notice that everyone's got a number, other than me and Nicole have got a number, but we just chose fancy numbers. So each guest has got their own number. So Abby's number 8, Michelle's number 2, Craig's number 4. So it goes from 1 to 8. Each number represents a topic that I've had or do have in front of me. Each topic has a short, brief description either of something that happened or what it's about. This way, it gives everyone the chance to talk and not one person talking for 1 fucking hour about one particular subject. But anyway, and then we get about 15, 20 minutes to talk about that. So they'll start talking about it, or they'll go, I know nothing about it, or, oh, I know loads about that. And then we'll interject with questions and so on. But some of them are very relevant to the people that are on. I pick these at random, and it's like, well, this was meant to be, sort of thing. So this is how it is. So the other thing, the way it's going to work, you guys in the chat are going to ask, you're going to shout out, give us a number from 1 to 8, then that person, I'll bring this subject up, and then that person will talk about it. So, anyone want to add anything before we crack on? Or are you all good to go?
I want to start off
pizza
with...
you got?
That was my question, Abby.
Oh, great minds.
What was that?
We need to know what kind of pizza everybody has.
I have...
I do not wish to discuss it.
Margarita with garlic. Somebody
Boring.
has had
Are
it.
we allowed to start eating it now? Yeah, we can eat now. Let's go.
Yeah. Nearly forgot.
Well, technically, because you said no pineapple, pina colada, and pizza slice lolly.
Let's go to Tommy then, while he's got a mouthful of pizza. Your subject.
Region pizza.
So somebody has already broke the rules and then lied about it blatantly to my face. and sent photographic evidence of it being hidden under another slice of pizza.
Oh boy.
Didn't they, Michelle?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Shocking.
So,
Delicious.
thank you, everyone, for coming with pizza or the nearest thing to pizza. Do appreciate it. Yes, we are going to be talking whilst eating. If anyone's offended, tough shit, basically. Don't watch. That's
I
it.
love Skittles.
What?
Craig's got Skittles.
Here's the rainbow.
I'll be off my tits in 10 minutes.
You was already like that at 11 o'clock this morning when you was messaging me. What are you on about?
Yeah. Sorry.
Right, so the way this is going to work is the first person to put a number in from 1 to 8, I will then put the category up on the screen and you will see what is what. So while we wait for that, we'll eat pizza. And it might be a long night, and I'm glad I bought 2 now. Cheers, Wayne. So Wayne has gone for number 6. The number 6 is Tommy, and this is your
What are we talking about?
the Roppen living pterosaur cryptid pterodactyl, if you like.
Oh, you should have had that one, Andy.
Me and Nicole aren't doing. It's just you guys.
Okay.
8 topics, 8 slices of pizza. Yeah.
So I've got to talk about that.
Yeah. Oh, what you know about it?
Oh man, I mean, there's quite a lot of people that see these creatures, including yourself, Andy, which is pretty cool. I'd love to think that there's creatures like that out there. I do believe they're out there. It's just what they are. Are they like?
Yeah.
Are they interdimensional? Are they a living, breathing creature that we just can't catch up with, like the Sasquatch, or are they something else? Who knows? What do you guys think?
Well, I don't know.
Do you think they could come
Sorry,
through a
one
portal?
second.
Yeah.
Well, I did think that.
They could come
So
through and
I'm
go back
gonna-
again.
Yeah. So for each one, I'm going to add a banner. So here you go. So in Papua New Guinea, reported for over 100 years by locals, missionaries, and military personnel. In 1935, Dwayne Hodgkinson reported a large flying creature with a 20-foot wingspan, which is roughly the same size as the one I seen, with a long tail and a diamond-shaped bulb at the end, exactly the same as what I seen. Consistent with pterosaur descriptions, 2007 American expedition film Fate, bioluminescent flying streaks over the water. So, and it goes on. So I'll leave it
Andy,
on for a minute.
The one that you saw, Andy, I know I've asked you this before, but do you think that was like flesh and blood? What do you think that
Yeah.
was?
I think it was flesh and blood. And the reason, well, it was at night. It was about 11 o'clock at night. And it was just really dark. It was like really dark tan brown on a clear night sky. So you could see all the stars, no clouds whatsoever. And I'd been in the back garden with the telescope and what have you. Just going to mute you a second, Nicole. A lot of background noise. And it just went straight. Didn't flap its wings, didn't move, just kept going straight. Someone said to me, was it a kite? Who fuck's flying a kite at 20 past 11 at night? It's about 24 foot long with a 20-foot wingspan.
Yeah, that's pretty big. That's a big kite.
It was in Milton Keynes. There are a few weird people around there, but it was not a kite. And you would needed like a tow rope to fly it, at least one.
That's like some of the team that we go to a location with. They saw something like that appear out from the trees. Angela,
Yeah.
you were there that night, Angela?
No, I wasn't there, but I heard all about it.
That had a massive wingspan. They just literally appeared out of nowhere above the ruins, and then, according to their story, it was in the 14 Times as well. Reported on it about this creature being seen over this certain destination. they reckon they saw it for probably 3 to 4 minutes, if not a little bit longer, and then it just suddenly disappeared as quick as it reappeared. And everybody was sort of spread out over the area, but everybody drew the same picture of the same creature, and they said it had a 20-foot wingspan, about that sort of size, and it appeared out of nowhere and then flew around for a bit and then disappeared. But I don't know whether it came through a time portal or how. I don't know. Or do they hide in the forest that we don't know about?
Do you think this is where some of the Mothman, Owlman type creatures come from as well? It's that sort of phenomena.
Well, the one I seen, someone got in contact with me through YouTube because he's seen the main video that I did it on, and he lived in Milton Keynes, but he lived south, that place called Bletchley, and he'd seen one. I mean, his missus had gone to Asda, Tommy, probably getting that cheap crackhead cider, right? So that'll
make you see a lot of things.
Yeah. So I used to live this side of Milton Keynes, and they were further down that way. So they were going east out towards Northampton. But where they were parked, it was like probably about 4 or 5 miles from where I lived. But they were parked there looking towards where I lived. And when I see mine, I was in the back garden looking the same direction as where they was. And we worked out it's probably the same year, around about the same time, like late August, early September. It was still light, like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. But his was earlier on at the night because him and his missus had pulled up and was watching the sunset. And he said he's seen this bird. He just thought it was like a seagull or something. And then it turned and it just like, he said as it turned, it's like someone just stretched it out. He goes, it was massive. The direction it was flying was the same direction I'd seen. So I'm looking east. Mine was flying north. He's looking west. So his was flying south. Well, it was flying north, but obviously looking at it from the other side, sorry. And I did a podcast on Craig's on Paranormal, whatever it is. Can't keep remembering all this stuff. And he said he had a couple of people talk to him about it. So I said it weren't flapping its wings, it didn't turn its head, didn't make any noise, nothing. And he said a couple of people had said to him that when they get so far up, they get in the thermals and they just stay there because you don't have to use any energy. And if they are cold-blooded, then obviously it keeps them warm as well. So they're using zero effort to get about.
Do you think that could be a dragon? Because
this is the thing.
Gatekeepers, weren't they?
That's what I was thinking.
I ran in the house going, I've seen a dragon. And the exit time, the kids are looking at me like, someone's on drugs. And it's like, just forget it. I like, yeah, whatever. So then everyone had gone to bed. So I thought, right, I'll go on YouTube and searching dragons. And you've got all the furry, watery dragons that they say they see in caves, like the long snakes with little legs and what have you, like the lizards. And then you get distracted. You end up I was looking at sky worms and all this weird stuff. Don't know. It's getting late. It was like 4 a.m. And then I forgot all about it. And then I seen the picture on Facebook a couple of years ago. I'm like, oh my God, that is what I seen. And it was that. It's AI, CGI, whatever. But
do you think it is? Sorry.
I was just going to say, I've never seen it again, but that area, so at the back of the house, we've got the new A5, which is Watling Street, but nearer, the original A5 was nearer to the front, but obviously they moved it to make it into a carriageway. So it was kind of going in the direction of the old, on the Roman Road, going up towards Tolster. Do you think people report this to the police? No, I didn't, because I just didn't think I'd do it. What's the point? I just didn't even think about it, but thinking about it now, yeah, I've just seen a giant pterodactyl in the sky. And even if the police believed me,
they know
would they send a helicopter? Well,
it's Andy again.
Fucking hell, what's he seeing now?
It's that UFO bloke.
He's back.
At least he's not doing yoga, so it's all right.
It'd be interesting to talk to Richard Freeman about it because he's written about dragons, hasn't he, and all the rest of it, and this sort of phenomena that's gone on. So it'd be interesting to get his take on it.
But they did write about this one we saw, or they saw, in the 14 Times. They were that inquisitive about what was seen. They actually put it in the magazine. If you have a look, it says in there, and it was over ruins of a 14th century church. This thing was seen.
Oh,
If you look back in history, a lot of dragons were kept as gatekeepers. Entry into the ruins or churches or castles, they were used as gatekeepers. So could it be that if you're investigating or you're getting a bit too close to something, it appears to warn you?
It could be, Paul. There's I've been looking at a book called The Spine of Albion, and it's 3 books, and it's about ley lines, and the ley lines are actually called the dragon lines. And what I've noticed is that in a couple of places in Scotland, I'm just outside of Edinburgh, they're ancient paintings of dragons, for example, on the dragon line. So, say for example, if anybody watches Outlander, and where the Castle of Lallybrox filmed, there's a little castle there's a little church right on that dragon line, and instead of having gargoyles, it has dragons right in the front line. And then there's another church. So going back to what you're saying, Paul, and inside the church, there's actually pictures of dragons in the art. So it's I've always wondered if there's something to do with ley lines. It's not my story to tell. It's not my story, so I'm not the one who Chris Meek. But there's a very powerful ley line and ancient stones next to where I live in a place called the Bathgate Hills. And Chris Meek, the host of the Scottish Paranormal podcast, spoke to an American guy who saw a thunderbird in Scotland fly over the Bathgate Hills. So I'm always wondering if there's a link between that and Sasquatch and things like that, with things like ley lines and energy lines.
Can I just say, so that route that it was taken, apparently there's a ley line there. But this also happened when I was getting all that activity at the house. The shadow people, full body apparitions, growling outside the window, UFOs, pulling that whatever thing it was out my nose at stupid o'clock in the morning. Everything was going on. Hearing disembodied voices, stuff, watching it being moved. You put something down, you find it in a different room. But this thing wouldn't belong in that room. No one would have put it there. I was at that house for about 4.5, 5 years, and it just felt like it was every single night there was something going on.
To me, it just sounds like hell to me. I'm scared of seagulls, so I don't need dragons.
Oh yeah.
Don't come down to that, mate. They'll make a peek out your hand.
I'm attacked by seagulls and an owl, so I don't need dragons in my life.
That's actually we've got so many owls around here at the minute, and the buggers keep hooting all bloody night, and they're so loud. It's
But do you think they appear when the atmosphere's changed? There's something happening in the atmosphere, the moon phases, something changing in the Earth, the way the Earth's rotating. So I don't know. I wonder whether moon phases have something to do with this. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Is
They're
it
all
possible?
tuned in a bit more than we are, aren't they? They're on a different level, frequency.
Yeah. So did you ever get to the bottom of it, Andy? What was going on at that house, or was it all tied into the area, the ley line? Were you near an ancient site? Was it what was on the land beforehand?
Well, so the centre of Milton Keynes, which we only live 2 miles away from, is named. So you've got they're all named boulevards. So you've got Silbury, Avebury, Midsummer, and there's another one, but I can't remember. So I don't know if you know, Milton Keynes roads are a nightmare. You've got to live there 2 years just to find your way home. It is really that there are that many roundabouts, and every single one looks the same.
Yeah.
I knew what direction I lived. I don't think I ever drove the same direction, the same route twice. I just go that way. But it's all named after that. And where the shopping centre is, you've got the main bit, the original bit, where Cliff Richard did the video for Wired for Sound on his roller skates outside John Lewis. True story. Check out the video. You'll see him with all the palm trees and everything. Right? It is true. I couldn't believe it when I found out. And then you've got the new bit which is only like probably about a quarter of the length of the original bit. But on Midsummer's Day, so there's a gap between the roof, only about a couple of inches or something. On Midsummer's Day, where the sun sets, and it's set as the sun's up in the point, and it runs all the way down this one bit to a place called Campbell Park, and they've built like this white pyramid type wigwam thing. It's about 25 foot high, and as the sun comes down, it comes down to that point at a certain time. Okay. So it's all typical. So it's apparently it's all mounds and everything there. There's a lot of abbeys, not you, Abby, other abbeys, out in Milton Keynes.
You only need one of me, trust me.
There's a lot of abbeys and all that around Milton Keynes, and like Oak Forts and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So
it's on ancient land, and it's on those lays and those convergences, obviously.
A lot of it was farmland, and there's a lot. There's Roman roads that run through it as well. So you got the A5, M1, so whatever that Roman road was, if it was anything.
It makes you wonder why nothing's been seen at Stonehenge or ever reported.
Well, you've had a couple of crop circles crop up near Stonehenge, haven't you, during the day in traffic jams and that, the Mandelbrot set.
Yeah, and the Avery Stones as well there. Very religious place. So if we put it down to religion, is it, why have they not been seen there?
Is it because... Oh, sorry, go on, Mark. No, it's right, go on.
I've noticed a lot of churches actually on ley lines. There's a town called Kirkcaldy in Scotland in Fife, and where the Rose line is, so if anybody watched the Da Vinci Code, between if you kind of follow it a bit further on, it kind of goes towards goes through this the region of Fife and goes right through the town of Kirkcaldy, and there's just church after church after church. There are high spires right on it, and just thinking that's more than a coincidence. It's really interesting. Can I just one thing? I don't think this has ever been. I don't think anybody's picked this up yet. With the dragon line that I was talking about, if you look at it and you look at where it goes very, very close to Calvin. And I don't think it's been picked up yet. So they've done a lot of research in Calvin. It almost goes right through Calvin.
It's the Uppington White Horse as well. That's they say historically that isn't a horse. They say originally that was meant to be a dragon.
All right.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
That would make more sense why you'd have a dragon on there, not a horse, wouldn't it, really?
It would make more sense,
because I imagine in them days they very much looked up to dragons, didn't they, as defenders of the realm, if you like.
Look at the Welsh flag. That's a dragon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be something in it. Who?
Leighton Orient football badge. It's got 2 dragons.
We don't care. Tommy, sorry, we don't care.
That's out of order.
Also, the Polish have a dragon story. They have that dragon on their flag, and it's a Polish story about a dragon that came from a castle. I'm not quite sure. Hid underneath the castle.
We'll have to come on and talk about that another time, Paul.
Yeah, what I do is I speak to a friend of mine who's Polish, and she can tell you the story of this dragon. Lived under the castle. It's really interesting. And and that's why the Polish are so much into dragons. When you go to Krakow, everybody's selling dragons.
Right, I'm going to ask our neighbours are Polish. I'm going to when I see him next.
About the dragon. Yeah,
tell us about your dragons. What are you talking about, Andy? Get back in the house.
They've let him out again. Look, he's knocking on the door.
Be careful, Andy. They might think you're ICE agents.
What's interesting about Poland, my wife's Polish, and I've spent a lot of time in Poland this year. And one thing is that while we have the spires in the UK, they've got like that one singular spire. The double spire seems to be quite common over there, especially in places like Krakow. And I've always wondered if that's to do something with energy lines, maybe masculine or feminine. I really don't know, but it's really interesting, and it's like the sacred geometry is within. It's certainly different from the thing that we have, but definitely in Poland. But the Krakow dragon is a big thing when you go over there.
Yeah.
It's Steve Mary's just put that. St. George apparently went to Ireland to slay the serpent, but Ireland has never had any.
Yeah.
So
I think the more you look into it, the more you see these things, don't you, really?
yeah. It's when you know what you're looking for, it kind of like they start sticking out. It's like what Easter eggs, aren't they? Not chocolate ones. They're saying Easter eggs. I'm not doing that one either. Don't worry about it.
We're not having a paranormal Easter egg party then.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely not.
Next week.
Yeah. Easter's before Christmas. Anyway.
Section done, no.
I'll take it that's the gong then.
That's a gong. So, one of the viewers, please select another number other than the last number you chose. I don't know what it was. Tommy, not number 6.
You got a drum roll?
I need to write this down. I have actually got a drum roll. Where is it?
Here's a drum roll.
Where is it? There we go.
Baby has come up with a number.
Sounds like
number 5.
Number 5. You just think of, was it Johnny Live?
Number 5 is Angela, and she's going to be talking about the Green Children of Woolpit.
Oh, wow.
The who of what? I've never heard of any green children or of Woolpit, so I can't help you.
In the 12th century, these two children, a boy and a girl, just emerged into the village, a place called Woolpit in Suffolk. It's just off the A14. It's actually on the way out towards Rendlesham, believe it or not. And there was green, and then they spoke a foreign language. Eventually, they learned to speak English, but during that period, they explained that they walked into a cave, and then they come out at the other side. They come back out of it, and they ended up they was in Woolpit. They weren't in where they was.
Okay.
They weren't in their origin. So they like started talking. There's only I think there's 7 and 9 or something. There's only a couple of years between them. There's only really young, and so they started able to communicate, and they explained that where they was from, and it was different, and most of the food that they ate was vegetation. But that become apparent. That's why the skin was that tone, because when they were starting eating our food, the green started to fade. Now the boy, he died not so long after that, but the girl, she ended up getting married and having a kid to one of the local villagers. So there must be some descendants, or you'd think there'd be some descendants in or around the area. They came through a place where the sun never shone, where the light was where it was like twilight. They think it was an interdimensional realm law, but it's the 12th century, and they ate only beans at first, as in like broad beans, runner beans, green beans.
No baked beans.
No, I don't think Heinz were going in the 12th century. But yeah, I
They might
spoke
have
to
started it,
Steve.
maybe that's why it's green.
I think they were.
Could be. But I spoke to Steve about this before. He's just mentioned it again now. The skin can be caused by external factors like contact with copper dust. So, was it that? Was it not that? But it's just the fact that
present in the cave. Was it a mine?
But why did they not speak English? It wasn't even like a foreign language, and it took time for the green pigment in the skin to change to like just normal colour, I suppose.
I suppose if you eat too many carrots, you go a bit orange, don't you? So
yeah,
that's what I did.
Tommy, so we can see in the dark.
Mercury that makes you blue, isn't it? Isn't there that guy that used to drink mercury to make himself? It was something that he used to drink to try and preserve himself or something, or heal himself, and then he turned blue.
The Chinese emperor was well known for taking mercury. It's supposed to be it's supposed to give you longer life. Ironically, it was actually the opposite effect.
Yeah, I know a guy that drank.
It was also a cure for STDs as well.
It was for
Usually in Victorian times.
syphilis, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a guy who drank.
Say it.
Yeah, I know a guy who drank mercury and died within 2 days because it just burnt through his stomach.
Jeez.
And there wasn't much left of him.
Yeah, he's called the Blue Man. His name was Paul Carrison, and he used colloidal silver treatment. Silver, that's what he had drank.
Yeah.
And it turned his skin blue.
So he overdosed on it basically and gave himself a
he
little
literally
poisoning.
went like a bluey grey colour.
Wow.
It's like a blue Kenny Rogers.
Isn't
it?
Freddie Mercury.
He likes Papa Smurf.
Hey.
Oh, very good.
Cutting. You should be hitting that gong now, mate.
I'll do this one.
And there's one really.
No. What, have you ever tried picking up a full-size gong?
That's
That was pretty good.
No.
Again.
Yeah, look, it's Amazon. What do you expect?
From China, yeah?
Probably. Probably in a warehouse down the road from where I live.
Yeah. Here's one you made earlier, yeah.
At least you get good delivery.
Well,
It doesn't disappear into the every Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Not straight away. Right, 1 second. Right, it's right. I'm just checking the comments in the chat. Right, are we done on Woolpit, Angela?
Yeah.
Just
Well
checking.
done,
Very, very informative. Well impressed. Can we have another number, please, guys?
Be all right in a pub quiz. General knowledge in a pub quiz.
Yes.
Are you going to give us a roll?
And we have number 4. That was good timing.
Shit.
Number 4 is
Oh, you said that out loud.
Craig. Bay abductions and missing time.
What the hell's fey abductions?
Fairies.
Abducted by fairies, goblins.
Right, well, you know,
We'll be
but
pixie
I don't know anything about fairies.
Do you want an example?
We met a few of them.
Missing time.
So, the vanishing of Bridget Cleary, Ireland, 1895. Villagers believe she'd been taken by the Fae. Her husband insisted the woman returned to him was a changeling. The case became national news. Missing time, changed personality, altered memory. But the changeling is like, don't they do it supposedly when the baby's born? If they've got like, the Fae have got a really ugly kid, they go and drop that ugly kid off, take your kid and swap him. That's why it's called changeling, because he's changing it. That's the basis behind that. But it's like
swapped at birth, are you, Andy?
Didn't want to say.
Yeah, my dad would be saying if they could change me. I'm 45 years old, and my dad would want to change me for somebody else. So.
But the other one is 17th century fairy paths in Scotland. Documents discuss people returning from disappearing for one night, only to find years have passed. Isn't that a Friday night out when you go on the Raz and you go missing for one night and it feels like you've been gone for about a month, but really you've just been laid down and you've been in a gutter somewhere.
And Andy,
on Tommy Cider.
What's happening right now to me, mate? Trust me.
Is that Robert Kirk?
Andy, you know I disappeared for 4 days, mate.
Yes, he does. He did. I did it for 6 months, but I kept coming back.
You won't talk about where I woke up, though.
No.
No, come on.
You've got to now.
You got to. Come on.
No. You can. You will find everything out about what happened to him if you go to Channel 12 TV Network.nowcast.cc and you watch the recorded streams. First one was with Michelle, second one was with Tommy, and the third one was with Liam. So if you want to find the most disturbing, revealing events of our previous past, then go on to them. We will be judged. No, we're not ashamed, and no, we don't care.
I don't know. I feel a little bit ashamed.
All I'm going to say, Michelle now has no friends. Liam doesn't know where he's from. And Tommy's one of the local crackheads.
I was before. Anyway.
Maybe Lee was taken by the Fae. That's why he doesn't know where it's from.
Hey, could be
possible.
So yeah, evidence Stacey type thing that we don't know about. Is it something that you just can't talk about?
No, so I can talk about. We can talk about it, but because I'm doing this other podcast called Just Mates TV Show, anything that goes on there, I'm not allowed to talk about on here because you have to subscribe to watch it. So it kind of like you're giving it away for free because it's a subscription service like Netflix or Prime or Paramount. So just go to Channel 12 TV Network Nowcast and look for Just Mates TV Show. And all will be revealed. So, well, I think I've already started. The information is very... No one says, oh, that's too much information. You just be saying that all the way through.
TMI overload.
Yeah. It's very... But it's out there now, so there's nothing we can do.
Oh, I know.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, back to fairies and stuff. Tommy, do you remember when you were on Spooky Shed? Obviously, we spoke about that film that was supposed to be a true story about them two young lassies who reckoned they had photos of fairies at the bottom of the garden.
Yes.
Oh, what was that called? What was that
Fairy
called?
Tale.
Right.
Because we spent 10 minutes trying to remember what it was called.
Yeah.
I tell you who one of the best people is.
He investigated it.
Yeah. One of the best people to speak to about that is Jonathan Downs or Kate Hairgirl Ray, because that's their thing. If you ask them about that, they will give you every little bit of intricate detail to do with that. There's not anything on that they don't know. So,
I mean, I've seen the pictures, and to me, that's bollocks.
Yeah, wasn't it something like their dad was like a photographer or something that did the things?
They cut out they cut out
they cut them out and put them on sticks and that. So they said the photos wasn't faked because it wasn't an overlay on the photo. It was a genuine photograph. As to what was in the photo, you couldn't prove, because back then you couldn't prove what was real or what wasn't if it looked 3D on a 2D sheet.
I listened to your interview with Kate, and she was excellent. Her knowledge of fairies were phenomenal.
Amazing. Yeah. She was the reason that I went to Woolerton Hall last year and spent the day there, and I got a feeling that I found where them kids seen them gnomes and the flying cars. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but Kate goes into real detail of what happened with the kids and the school teacher, and even the church and everything was involved. It's just, you've got to listen to it. If you've not, it's definitely worth a listen.
I've had kind of an experience with the Fae. I think it was the Fae. I don't know what it was, to be quite honest with you.
Go on.
I was staying in... Oh, God, you're going back, what? 2006, 2007, so it's a while ago. And I was staying in this place in Cornwall called Madros Farm. And we were going to do an investigation at Pengerset Castle at the time. And I'd gone for a walk because my partner at the time was having a sleep. And so I'd gone for a walk and I'd found this beautiful lake. And it literally just looked like something out of James Herbert's Once, basically. It was just, And I was looking around and I saw this red thing, and it was glowing. It was about that big and it was glowing. And at first I thought, oh, it's a dragonfly or something. And as I turned around and looked closer to it, it just completely disappeared. And I was walking up through the woods to get back, and there was this guy pushing this wooden wheelbarrow with this pole and a crook and a lantern on it, sort of thing. And I just thought, yeah, I know we're in Cornwall, but things are, surely they're not that behind the times that they've got wooden wheelbarrows.
Was you in 1600 Cornwall? That could have been a time slip.
It could have been. Anyway, I'm following this guy because I'm thinking, it's the owner of the property because it was like a caravan site.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got up to him, he disappeared. So I don't know what the red thing I saw, but this guy, he was literally pushing, and he was dressed in like a wide-brimmed hat and like, I don't know why they call it, like a long baggy shirt with baggy sleeves, sort of like, the sort of things like, painter's overall sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it was like that. And he just disappeared. The closer I got to him, he just disappeared. And I was following him through the woods because I could see the lantern. So I was like, trying to catch up with him, sort of thing, going like, did you see that sort of thing? But I don't know.
It could have been like a will-o'-the-wisp.
It could have been, yeah. Yeah.
Because they're known in that part of the country, in the woods and forests.
Yeah.
That I do know. Right, so now
we have quite a few stories of those around Pendle. Sort of will-o'-the-wisp type sightings. Obviously, a lot of people say that the marsh gas, but a lot of them are quite sort of detailed. They're almost figures, which, to my mind, if it was just marsh gas, it would just be a sort of, ball of light or whatever. These are quite sort of specific to being sort of figures, and I think that a lot of that comes from obviously the Pendle witches and the story of the Pendle witches and everything else, and the fact that people do believe that there is still a lot of that essence in the area. But it's quite interesting. I mean, missing time, if you don't mind, Andy, just quickly, because obviously you've asked me about missing time.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know a lot about fairy stuff, to be quite honest with you. Although there are actually some sort of local legends around this area where I live with regards to fairies. So if I'd have been prepped, I could have looked them up. But so there you go. But missing time, I think, is really interesting as well, especially when you talk to people about UFO abductions and that sort of thing. There is an awful lot of missing time, and also time slips as well. I mean,
that far.
We're probably all
far with the time slip.
Okay, all right.
Don't want to give too much away, but
okay, all right. Well, I'll move on from time slips then.
Thank you.
Yeah, but missing time, I think it's really interesting. I've spoken to quite a few people on my podcast over the years about sort of very well known UFO incidents. I spoke to Dr. Irene Scott a couple of weeks ago about Pascagoula and about the new evidence that's coming forward and new tapes and so on, and about the sort of loss of time that was involved in that. And I've spoken to a lot of people over the years, especially about UFOs, where there is a definite loss of time involved, and I think it's really interesting. I don't know what you guys think, but it is something that I find really quite fascinating. That these people have a definite sort of, the perception of time changes quite rapidly when they're having these experiences. Don't know what you guys think, if you've come across anything that's sort of relevant to that.
I've got one.
Like people go on a journey, don't they? You
Yeah.
arrive at a destination before you think so. You think, oh, that went quick. What happened to the time? Is that the same thing? You're missing time because you arrive at a destination thinking, oh, we got here quick. I don't remember getting here. Or your journey home where you don't remember going home.
Yeah.
You've arrived at home. So is that the same thing as missing time, that you actually travel faster than you actually realise, or is it
possibly
time I don't know, time slip that you're
you lose time or you gain time.
Yeah,
I've heard that before. But I'll just give you a quick story. So my mate's dad, he used to do metal detecting, and he knew the guy that had this field, but he had to cross another field to get to it. It'd take him about 20 minutes, so he parked up. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. No, it's about 7:30, 7:45. He parked up, so he got in the field about 8 o'clock, and he's walking. He's like, it's only just gone light. How's it going dark? And he looked at his watch, and it had just gone 8 o'clock. And he's like, right, okay. He didn't know what was going on. So he pulled his phone out of his pocket, did something, and then he realised it was 8:00 p.m. A whole 12 hours had gone.
Jeez.
All he'd done was walk about 10-15 minutes across his field to get to where he wanted to be. And he only realised because of the sky, obviously summertime-ish, it was going dark. And he has no idea. It's my mate Kev Lowe, who comes in the chat now and again. I used to work with him. And it's like a full 12 hours.
You know, when he looked on his phone, was he in the same position or was he in a different area of the field?
He just got to this point and he's just walking along, like having a look round as he's walking. And then he must just go to certain points. He must be finding stuff or whatever. I don't know. He didn't go into that much detail about it. And it was because he looked at his watch. He just had a normal analog watch, so it's showing 8:00. Oh, just gone 8:00 or whatever. He's like, "How's it going dark? Oh, I've just got here." And then I don't know if he went back to the car or he did something, and that's when he realised it was 8 p.m. and not 8 a.m. or just after.
That is weird.
And that was around. So my mate lives up near Tamworth. So near East Midlands, so it wasn't a million miles away from that area.
That's a huge time loss, isn't it?
Yeah, massive.
12 hours.
Regression work or anything to see what happened in that missing time? Or
Don't know. I spoke to him last week as well. I've not spoken to him for about 18 months. I spoke to him last week. I forgot to mention it. So they said, "Do we getting your dad on and talking about it just to interrogate him, really?"
Has he been back there again?
Hey?
So again, does this land in? Sorry, Paul.
Has he been back there again?
As far as I know, yeah, because he knew the guy who owned the land. He knew the farmer, so he was mates with him. Because metal detecting, I don't know if anyone does it. It's a massive ball ache. Unless you go on land that doesn't belong to it, that's why people go on the beaches and what have you. You pretty much do what you want. But if you go any land, you've got to find out who owns it and get permission.
Yeah.
So
and if you find anything significant, you have to call the coroner.
Or run.
You're right.
It's only illegal if you get caught.
Or lose.
So there's 2 guys in prison. So does this like tie into the missing 411? Do you think this Faye and missing time and abductions and people disappearing and then coming back afterwards?
That was a good show. Paul Davis. That was really good.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it is. I think there's different types of missing time.
But do the missing 411 come back?
I don't think they do they? If they're in the 411 files, I think they're gone. I think so.
They're written off, aren't they?
Yeah.
The way people just disappear in front of people, they walk a few steps ahead and then boom, gone.
Yeah.
Mad.
Interesting.
I know, very. Just give me 1 second because
There was some.
Oh, go on, Mark. You're all right. You've got a minute.
There was some cases of like that young girl who disappeared and then 3 days later came back to some place that was well searched. So there are times they do come back.
Yeah.
But yeah. Missing times are a really strange phenomenon.
But then, can you say that's with the Bermuda Triangle? Is that missing time?
I'm not entirely sure. Yeah.
You know, do they ever come back?
We'll never know. We'll never know. Sorry, pal. Unless he come knocking on the door delivering pizza, we'll never find out. Right. Someone else want to give us another number? So that was 4, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so we've done 4, 6, and 5.
It's going to be a long night, guys.
It's not. It's fine. We've got loads.
It's going to be a long night.
Hey, Liam, you're.
Oh, bollocks.
You can't beat the pineapple
Liam,
king
you're up.
colada.
There you go. The black stick men phenomena.
I'm having what you're having, love.
Yeah, I'll share it, no problem.
Number 1.
They're on toilet doors, aren't they?
So the black stick men phenomenon.
Oh.
Do you want me to give you a couple of examples? See if it jogs anything.
Yeah. Go for it.
So the first one was 2004 in Leeds. A man was walking home late at night, reported seeing a tall, thin, pitch black figure with no depth, as if he'd been drawn with a marker. It glided, didn't walk. As he stared, the figure expanded in height without sound. The witness had a severe emotional breakdown within the month, matching other stickman reports linked to personal upheaval. Another one in Ohio, 2011, a teenage boy saw a stick figure crossing his backyard in daylight. The dog refused to approach and whimpered. The figure moved like a shadow, not attached to anything. Often reported during high stress or liminal life stages, suggesting that these may be psychological, paranormal threshold beings.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
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 So
Sounds like
yeah, but when we was talking, I know Abby will know, and I can't remember who else was on, when the Tesla was in this driving through the cemetery and it picked up the green man. Do you know where it uses the camera for AI?
The
It's just
LiDAR.
that.
Yeah,
it's just that, but in black. I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's the SLR.
SLS. That's it.
Yeah, the problem about it though is that there's a really good researcher called Steve Parsons who's talked about that, especially with things like Tesla. And he says that what they do is that they're actually not really detecting stickmen, they're detecting like corners and stuff like that. So, and there's actually been people driving it, according to Steve, there's been people like driving around cemeteries at night thinking that they're capturing ghosts, but they're actually just capturing like the corners of graveyards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, it's not quite an established technology.
It's picking up something. It's like visual, like 3D pareidolia, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
picking up what looks like the shape of someone, and it's then creating that shape.
Yeah.
Well, the SLS cameras started basically with the bloody Xbox Connect, didn't they?
Yeah,
Pretty much. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same as just the same as AI is that AI is trained to detect certain parameters, and I think there's like 26 or 27 distinct type of parameters just for like a face. And I've even seen pictures with UFOs, and they've actually essentially what you get is AI paranoia, where some of the 3 or 4 parameters kind of fit, and they kind of try to make a face around it. So you can get AI paranoia as well.
Yeah.
This stickman thing's a little bit like the Hat Man, isn't it? If people are seeing it under like stressful circumstances, like you see the Hat Man if you have like insomnia, isn't it? That he usually comes to people.
Well,
maybe.
Not necessarily. Sorry, but I have actually seen one, and it was not under those sort of circumstances. But I understand what you're saying, that it is a psychological sort of explanation for what these people are seeing. But I did actually see a Hat Man, and it was just out of the blue, and it was really quite odd, to be honest. Just going back to the stickmen phenomena, that sort of that tweaked something in my memory. And I remember chatting to a guy called Lee Nicholson, who's a bit of a UFO expert around these parts. He lives the other side of Pendle Hill from me. He does a lot of research and a lot of historical research as well. And he told me a story about this incident where it was almost like a family of these stickmen. And we're talking, like when you see ducks and you see them going down like that. Well, it was literally stickmen going down like that. And it was going from daddy stickman to mummy stickman to children's stickman, going all the way down. And he said he actually saw them, and it was in broad daylight. And he said it was the most bizarre thing that he's ever seen. And it was in I think it was in Nelson, which is a town quite close to Burnley, actually named after Admiral Nelson, believe it or not. But it's a sort of mill town near Burnley, so it's quite an old pre-Victorian, really, sort of mill town, like a lot of them are around here. So they've got a lot of history, a lot of paranormal activity, a lot of stuff going on, mainly because of the historical stuff that there is, sort of going on in that area. But it just sort of reminded me of what he said. He'd seen these sort of stick, but it was almost like a sort of family of stickmen. It was the most bizarre thing he'd ever seen. But he felt really quite intimidated by them. He felt quite frightened by them, and he said this feeling came on very, very quickly, and then they almost dispersed. One went one way, one went the other, one went that way, one went that way. He said it was the most bizarre thing he'd ever seen, and it's just something that sort of came to mind when you mentioned that, to be honest.
That was going to be my next point. Like, because they're just stickmen, like, would you be like scared of them? Because to me, like,
he said he was.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's weird, isn't it?
Scary, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we all sort of act, we all react differently, don't we? Seeing different things. I mean, when I saw the Hat Man 40 odd years ago now, it didn't frighten me at all. It just sort of intrigued me, and it was only years later that I suddenly thought it was almost like this sort of dawning reality, maybe 20 years later, that I thought, hang on a minute, what the effing hell was that I saw 20 years ago? So I sort of seen it, and then it sat in my memory. I didn't think anything about it. And then all of a sudden I thought, hang on a minute, because I was thinking about, writing a book at the time, and I thought, what sort of paranormal experiences have I had? And that was the first one that came into my mind. And I was more frightened thinking about it 20 years later than I was when I'd actually seen it, because it didn't sort of register at the time. Quite odd. It's just the way that people react, I think. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
As I said, it's first I've heard of this stick figure phenomenon. I mean, you kind of think of like, Thin Man, don't you, when you're like the creepy pasta horror story. So do you think that's a link to it, or an inspiration for this stick figure phenomena? Because it's not something I've actually come across. I mean, being stalked by a walking doodle, I mean, I don't know how I'd feel about that, but makes for a creepy kids book, doesn't it, really?
I have heard a rubber around with me just in case. Like,
I have heard on a podcast, I'm not going to name the name, but anyway, that doesn't matter. And so someone who witnessed a stick figure coming out the trees. So I thought, we were saying it, was it like the thing was made out of twigs, trees? We're in the forest and it's a stick figure. I didn't think like you draw a stick figure on a piece of paper, but I'm guessing that's what it is, and not like Twigman or anything like that.
Yeah, you're going to be haunted by my Krampus, because it is just going to be a stick Krampus.
You were thinking Groot, Andy, weren't you?
Yeah, but a really anorexic version.
Do you think there's stick figures because we don't see the full picture?
Yeah,
we're only seeing a partial sighting of them side on.
Yeah,
we don't actually see the full dimension of it, because they're drawn.
Yeah, in that description,
I do think they are interdimensional figures. I really do.
Yeah,
coming from a two-dimensional world.
Whether you're actually looking through a portal as such and you're seeing them on the other side, or whether they're absolutely, and then you're only seeing them at a certain angle.
Yeah.
So that could be shadow people, because like that description said, he said it moved in a way that shadow people did. So if you're seeing that at a different angle, it's going to look like a stick figure.
Yeah.
That might be why you see shadow. That's why you see shadow people in your peripheral, and when you look straight on, they're not there. I know that happens with other cryptids.
I think shadow people, Slender Man, Stickman, Slender Man, all that. I think they're all the same thing. They're all the same thing, but we're just seeing them. I think our perception is slightly different. So my perception is slightly different to somebody else's perception. I think our perception of what's around us generally is different for each person, and I think some people can see some things and some people can see other things. So what I might see, other people might not see, but they might see certain things that I can't see. I think it's all about perception. But I think you're right, Paul. I think when you look at these things, I think from your perception, if you're looking at them from a certain angle, they're going to look different. So you might see a stick man, I might see a shadow man, Tommy might see a slender man. Angela might see one with a hat that we don't see. I mean, I saw mine had a hat. It was like a fedora. And I'm, plugging my book now, but it's in my book. It's in one of my books.
And it could be like you looking at a person in a mirror.
Absolutely.
Because you're looking at a very proportional part of the view.
Yeah.
If you look in a mirror, you'll get the same view you would in a mirror, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And it depends on that mirror. If it's a concave mirror, you'll see it's slightly different to a convex mirror, right? So again, it depends on. I mean, there's a lot of paranormal stuff that I sort of sit there and think about, and I think, I'm not really sure about this. But the slender man, the hat man, the stick man, whatever that phenomena is, I am absolutely sold on it. That it is real, and it is something that we do not fully understand. And I'm not frightened by it, but I know that a lot of people are, because it can bring on quite a lot of scary emotions in certain people, and certain people that describe their experiences, they're very frightened of it, and I can fully understand that.
It's like in the paranormal world, isn't it, where you see a shadow figure? Absolutely. Is that an actual figure you're seeing, or is that someone passing through time?
Are you looking through a portal? Is it?
Yeah.
Are you looking through a time slip? Sorry, Andy. Are you? Are you looking at? You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Calm down, man.
But I do think it is like you say, like looking through a mirror, a convex mirror, where you're only seeing a proportional part or proportional representation of what you're actually seeing. You're not actually seeing full on, like a full apparition. You're just seeing a parcel of their movement through time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what
I only believe things when I see them, to be honest.
Yeah.
And obviously I saw this, and so I believe it, and it stuck with me for 40 years, and I still don't know.
And it's also the power of suggestion. Somebody says, "Oh, did you see that?" Our brain's trained to think, "Oh, yeah, he did." And we all know on a paranormal night, if you say, "Did you hear that knock?" most of your guests will say, "Yeah, we did," and you didn't.
Yeah, it's a really interesting point, actually. I sorry again, I'm plugging my podcast here. I had a really good interview with Dr. Kieran O'Keefe.
Parapsychologist.
And he was talking about his time on Most Haunted, and he was talking about the power of suggestion and everything else. And it was, honestly, I won't go into it, but it was fantastic.
Yeah,
the guy is so grounded, and he was absolutely right in what he said. To me, he was absolutely right in what he said. And there was some stuff I said to him. Is there anything that you've ever experienced that you can't explain? And he said, "Oh Christ, yeah, loads of stuff." And he gave me some really good examples. So the guy is straight down the middle. It's either one side or the other. You can either explain it away or you can't. And I found that really interesting, I must admit.
But that is a powerful suggestion, isn't it?
I'll stop plugging the Paranormal Pendle podcast.
He was one of the witnesses in the 80s.
He's what? Sorry, Abby.
What was it?
He was one of the witnesses of the UFOs at Rendlesham in the 80s.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He pulled over with his family at Christmas and all these people. It was just by the base. And they'd all pulled up at this lay-by and watching these lights going on. And he was a kid at the time.
No, he never mentioned that.
No.
Okay.
Well, he let it slip with Danny Robbins and Uncanny the other week when we went to go and see it.
Right, okay. Keeping it quiet all these years then.
Oh, yes.
The only problem with things like stick people and shadow people is that is where they tend to be seen, and that tends to be with sleep paralysis, and that does then allow skeptics to say, well, it's due to lack of sensory information, for example. But I know people who are very rational and have said, no, I've seen these things, and they said it just doesn't seem to be something imaginary. It seems to be something real. It's actually the reason why I got into counselling, is that I was on a Skywatch one day and I spoke to a guy who's having issues with with sleep paralysis, and he was seeing these things, and he was so traumatized that I thought there's nobody there to speak to him. So I'm actually trained to be a counsellor, and it's just to help people with the paranormal. It's a lot of work, but it's because there's people like that, because although there's a lot of paranormal element, things like that they're terrifying to people, and there's nobody there to go and speak to say, look, I've had a really terrifying experience, and to say what to allow them to process it. So that's something I'm doing just now. But the shadow people I sometimes don't know much about, but it is very, very interesting.
I think it's quite interesting how the brain can work as well in these sort of situations. Where people can become quite sort of fixed on something which is causing them issues, whether it be sleep issues or something else. And I think there's a lot of psychology involved, as well as stuff that we don't understand. I mean, I'm not poo-pooing it at all.
No.
But I think the way that it impacts on people is really important, like you say, Mike. Because these people have got nobody to turn to, have they? At the end of the day, they feel like they feel like they're just going to be ridiculed when it's a real thing for them, isn't it? Whether it's something that they're creating in their own mind or whether it's something external, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's something that they have to deal with.
It's still happening. For them, it's still real.
And they've got to be and they've got to be treated with there's a really amazing,
with respect. Absolutely.
Well, not just with respect, with the empathy and and being listened to, and but these sort of things. There's a really good guy called Carl Rogers, and he made this formation of things about treating people with respect, with regard, and these are the things that all of this community needs. Our community really needs this. And I don't know about you guys, but I've seen some weird stuff, and so it's the scariest things in my life have been UFOs and stuff like that. And what is really sad is when you see somebody actually coming in, putting their head up, and they're getting laughed at, and not only have they got to deal with the issues and the trauma they're dealing with, they're also getting being humiliated about it as well. There's got to be ways where people are treated with respect and kindness.
Absolutely.
And that's why shows like this are so important as well.
Because, absolutely, Tommy.
A safe place to share, and we've all had these experiences. Like a lot of us have had these experiences. So
that's why we're here. And I think it's really interesting that we talk to these people and we make them understand that we are willing to listen to them. We're not going to ridicule them. Whatever whatever they want to talk about, just get it off the chest. We might not believe them. I might not believe some people that I talk to, but at the end of the day, they want to talk to me about something. Then who am I to say, well, actually, I don't believe you? Because I'm never going to say that. If they want to get it off the chest, if they want to tell me something that's quite personal to them, I'm humbled in that respect. And I think it's important that, we all do that. I mean, we're all a big family, aren't we? All us podcasters and everything else, and YouTubers and what have you. There are some charlatans out there that we know, but I think genuine people like us, we talk to these people, we listen to them, and we give them somebody to talk to. And a lot of the time I find that these people that talk to me, actually, when I finish recording, they said, you know what, thanks for listening.
Yes.
And that, to me, makes it all worthwhile. I don't make a penny out of my podcast. I'm not that sort of person. But to me, to have somebody to come on who actually feels like it's been a worthwhile experience, that's all that matters.
Do you not think that's why we're on this journey?
Absolutely.
We're doing paranormal. That's why we're doing this journey, because we're meant to help. We understand it because we come from the paranormal world, so we understand about things that happen and how people pinpoint you out as being, look at it, here he is. He's the one that talks to ghosts. He's a psychic. He can talk. That type of thing. But I find that I'm here because I'm on a journey to help people. That's what I'm doing. That's why I've been put in here. The Spirit have the journey for me. They're taking me on this journey. And whether I meet someone, help 10 people in my whole life, or help one person, that one person is what you need, is who you need to contact with. They contact you for a reason, because they want, they're drawn to you, or on your spiritual path, you're drawn to them. You think, well, let me talk to him because something's not quite right. You get that feeling, don't we, around people?
Yeah. Definitely.
Something's not quite right. It's like when I go to work in the morning, I always say to everybody, how are you? And them three things make a big difference to someone that's having a struggle in their life. Someone cares. And I think that's what we're about in the paranormal world, is because we care.
Well, that's why I do this. But this is what I didn't start off. This wasn't the reason why I started doing it, but it's become the reason why I do it now. If I'm going to be open and talk about my encounters, I'm not bothered whether you guys believe me or not. I'm not saying it like that. I'm not being horrible, but if you believe me, you believe me. If you don't, you don't. I put it out there. I've said it, and that's it. But it's more for people like the guy that contacted me about the pterodactyl. If he'd not listened to my story, he'd not told anybody. There's only been his missus that knew. 32 years, he'd not said anything to anyone. But it wasn't just that. There's other encounters. He grew up on a farm, a barn, and there's a big orange orb. He goes, it's the size of a mini car. So it's like big-ish. And it come up and over, and he was too scared to look out the curtain, because when he looked out, it's probably about 10 foot away from the window, and then he just seen it going up, and it was over the house, and he really thought he was going to get abducted. He doesn't know if he did. He can't remember if there's any missing time or anything, but he said he was sat and he was hid for like hours and hours and hours because he was too scared to move, and he'd not told anybody that story. So it's just little things like that.
Nobody has the right to invalidate or dismiss anybody's experience, whether it be paranormal or just everyday life or emotional.
I don't think he lied about any of it. We had a telephone conversation. I told him stuff that had happened to me. He proceeded to tell me all this stuff, and he's like, not once did I think you're chatting shit, mate. It wasn't. It was pure joke, because it's not so much what you're saying, it's how you're doing it. And I always do it that when I'm talking about my encounters, I relive it. So I'm using my mind's eye to remember what was going on and how it was. And this is why it kind of like it takes me forever to tell it, because I want you guys to see and picture it and see it from my perspective. This is what I was doing, what I was looking at, the environment, the sound, everything that was going on, so you can get a real life picture of what was happening. And for me, that's the best way, because it's like when you listen to like people telling stories on TV, like famous people or radio shows and that, when they start telling it and you then picture what's going on. And that's, for me, that's the best way for it to work. I don't know if it's the same for all of you. Everyone's different, but that's what works for me. And that's why I am dragging it out, but I'm not doing it on purpose. Because I want you to know every little bit of detail, and also because I'm remembering what's going on, and remembering all them little bits of detail as well, trying not to forget anything.
But then, can you imagine the difference you've made to his life now? Because 32 years he's not been able to.
That's a long time.
And now, like I was saying, that spiritual path, you were meant to meet him and take that load off of him, off his shoulders. And that's what I mean by going on a spiritual path, that you meet these people that they can literally unload 32 years of worry. What did I see? Am I going mad? And when they talk to someone like-minded like yourself or any of us on the chat, people say, do you know what? I feel so much better now because someone's listened to me, someone that understands what I've been through. And I think that's why we had the spiritual path.
Because he said to me at the end, he goes, I don't mind you telling people about it. You can use my name. I only took his first name because just in case. He then, because sometimes people say you can talk about it, and then they go, oh no, can you not mention this bit? So I said, well, just give me your first name, make a name up, whatever you want to do. But I'll mention it, I'll talk about it, and just see if it brings anyone else forward. And there are other people that I spoke to about the different things that he spoke about, but then he was like, he messaged me later saying, like you just said, thank you so much for listening. I've had this for so long, blah blah blah. I'll leave you to it now. hope everything goes well. I've not heard from him since.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think it was a bad thing. It was like he can
It was
carry
a
on
relief
with the rest
for
of
him.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he can carry on and do what he wants to do with his own life. So.
That's why we have these experiences and why we do what we do. As I say, like Paul said, but you know, the fact that we've grown up and we've had all these experiences all our lives, and it's led to us doing this sort of thing. You know, we put our stuff out there so other people feel more comfortable going, well, yeah, I had that and I experienced something like that. And, you know, maybe I'm not mad. Maybe I did see what I saw. And they're more likely to process, come to terms with it, or maybe even talk about it. And if they're not talking about it, at least they know there's someone out there that they can relate to who's had the same experience, even if, you know, they don't come forward themselves. That's just enough for them, just to know that someone else has been through the same thing.
But also, we're sticking our neck on the block, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're sticking our neck out there, getting it ready to be chopped off.
But do you feel...
Attack me first.
Yeah. But do you feel now, though, that when people tell you stuff, I'm just at the point where I'm like, that's just normal, mate. I don't see it as being... It's not a massive, oh, my God, wow, that is amazing. It's like, that's what happens all the time to everyone. And I'm not being shitty with him. I'm trying to explain that this is everyday goings on. Just a lot of people don't talk about it. Either they don't want to, they don't want to admit it to themselves. They're scared of if there's any consequences come from it. People might think there are not. There's a list. The list is endless as to why people won't talk about it. But when they do talk about it, and they realise there are probably more people that have had that encounter than haven't had that encounter.
There's nothing.
How many people have you spoke to and you tell them what you do and they go, I think I seen a ghost once.
Yeah.
I used to house share with a guy. Yeah. I used to house share with this guy in Milton Keynes. It's his house, but he's a good mate and that. And we worked together and everything. And I lived there for like 3.5 years. Then when he found out I was doing the channel, he messaged me and went, I think I've seen a ghost, Andy. Didn't say a fucking word when I lived there. Nothing whatsoever. And do you know what I mean? It's just...
There's nothing in the paranormal world is normal, is it?
Yeah, but it's just, like you said, it's that. Lived in the same house for 3 years, didn't say anything, and then he started talking about it about a year ago and telling me what it was and where it was.
Yeah, but that's like for me then, no. Like, because Tommy, obviously, I've known you the longest. You know when I started this, how skeptical I was of things. And then now, Michelle, you probably know better than anybody how more open-minded I am with fucking shit now. So
yeah,
like that's just in 2 years. It's mad. Like I say, once you start speaking to people about stuff, and like you say, you realise that you're not off your tits.
Yeah, and you start noticing things that you wouldn't have noticed.
Craig is.
Yeah, that's just because of what he's drinking.
Yeah.
Tommy's on the skills, Tommy's on the soda.
Yeah. Jesus.
How many times?
Oh, that looks nice.
It's school day, isn't it? Every day the paranormal's a school day, isn't it? We learn every time we go out. Things are different. We can't ever say that you go out on an investigation and it's the same old thing, because it never is. You know, is there a normal in the paranormal world? No.
It is normal.
It's not normal.
It is normal.
We have the understanding of it more than other people looking for the inside. And I see every investigation I go on as a school day. I learn something every day when I go on an investigation, because nothing's ever the same.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know what I find as well, guys? I don't know about yourself, and I'm probably talking nonsense, but for all the bad stuff, the good stuff is, I feel that, especially the British Isles, there's so much mystery all around us.
Yes.
And we're the people that are... So we get to help people, but the other thing we get to do is we get to see our world as full of mystery and magic and wonder, and that is a phenomenal gift. That is a phenomenal gift to be able to see that there's a standing stone circle there that everybody else drives past, and we get to see on this. And I feel that it gives us a massive appreciation of life. Instead of it being mundane and boring, it gives us the ability to see that there's magic and mystery all around us, and that is a phenomenal gift. It just gives us so much more meaning to life.
Yeah. Thank you.
My son's 19, so you can imagine just how completely disengaged he is from anything really. But he has started asking me about the people that I talk to, and about the area that we live in. He's starting to get interested now. He wants to know about the Pendle Witches, for instance. He wants to know about the history of the area that I live in. He wants to know about the family history, because I've done a lot of family history stuff as well, which is obviously something different. And it's quite gratifying, really, that I'll say to him, right, keep the noise down, will you? Because I've got a podcast tonight, 7:30 to 8:30, whatever. Keep the noise down. Yeah, no problem, Dad. I'll go down at 8:30 and he'll say, right, go on then, what were it all about? And it's really it's really gratifying that I can then sit down and talk to him. And he's really quite open-minded about stuff. And yet, a couple of years ago, when I first started doing this, he was like, oh, it's a lot of old bollocks, Dad, you know. They're all it's a lot of old rubbish. But, even he now has started to sort of like, you know,
but I think
want to know what's going on, you know. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But I think every time we go out on an investigation, we uncover layers. There's very many layers to this mystery. We're probably just touching the surface of very much of layers of history and time. Go on, go for it.
Don't do it, Andy.
Dong.
Where's the gong?
We've got the level its air on now.
He's getting serious now.
Sorry, Paul.
I'm going to get
right.
drunk.
Come on, pick a number. 2, 3, 7, or 8.
I dread to think what you picked for me.
Just waiting for this. We are going to have to do a bit of a quick fire on these ones.
Oh no, shame.
Come on, 2, 3, 7, or 8.
Oh no!
You get away with that one.
Oh no, we are definitely doing them. We're doing the extra topic as well. 8. Look at Liam jumping in the chat.
I'll get you back next Thursday, Liam. Don't you worry.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my word.
Gollum programming theory.
Wow.
Are you ready?
No.
So the Prague
Go for
Gollum, Rabbi Judah Law Ben Bezal, late 1500s. Historical documents refer to Rabbi Law creating a clay guardian for Jewish protection. The golem was activated by inscribed sacred letters. When the letters were removed, the golem collapsed into dust. Modern paranormal theorists compare golems, egregores, group created through entities. Egregores, a large language module suggesting consciousness can form when enough belief or instruction accumulates. So T5, intent, all that kind of stuff. Raises for question, are we creating new beings through collective attention? And that goes back to creepypastas, Slenderman, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And it goes back to a castle that's by mine. I don't know if it's well known around the country, but it's Berry Pomeroy Castle in Totnes. And there is supposed to be the spirit of a white lady called Margaret. And if you see her, she's a death omen. You've had it, basically.
When we going, Tommy?
I'm not going there, man.
No, thank you.
So we are. Are you scared
the story of Eleanor is Margaret and Eleanor, two sisters. When this castle, Tudor times, 1500s, Eleanor was jealous of Margaret because she was the prettier one. She would, got all the attention from men, and she wanted this brave, handsome knight, and she decided she was going to lock her sister in the dungeon and starve her to death. So that is the legend of Margaret Pomeroy. As you do. The thing is, she never existed. There's no historical record of her. The only Margaret Pomeroy was Henry de Pomeroy's mother, and she died well before the castle was even built. So But everybody claims to see this white lady of Bury Pomeroy Castle, and there is meant to be a legend of when a motorbike rider was going down the valley, down the bottom, where you get time slips and stuff, and he saw the white lady, and apparently he crashed and died. Whether that's true or not, I do not know. But she doesn't exist. There is no record of Margaret Pomeroy. There's no record of Eleanor Pomeroy. These sisters did not exist. But what you have got is St. Margaret's Tower. Now, whether that is, St. Margaret of Antioch, which was the patron saint of pregnant women and childbirth, and she was imprisoned and starved, and then she broke free from the belly of the beast. But you are meant to see this white lady come from St. Margaret's Tower, go across the ramparts to what was the old chapel and back again. And that goes in with the birthing rituals and the birthing rites of that time, where you'd be white and you'd be veiled, and you'd only be able to go to church 40 days, 40 nights until you were churched, so to speak, and forgiven of the original sin. But every medium that goes there, every TV program that goes there, anyone that goes there, they're all picking up Lady Margaret who starved in the dungeon. So has that collective legend created that entity?
There we go. Baby with a laser. I remember he told me about this. He had an awful experience when he went there once. He had an awful feeling something was after his young son. He wouldn't let him out of his sight. There's other things going on as well. But Darren can pick up on activity that's there. So when we came out on that investigation that time when we seen the Chucky tree, when we was in Manchester, Michelle was talking about this cat, like you, Michelle Gray, one in Texas, and then Darren seen like this cat shoot past. He doesn't know if it was a real cat or the spirit of a cat, but there was loads of shit going on that night. It was just weird. Honestly, it was just madness. But I think me and Tommy, we should go. I'll go in blindfolded, and you let me know if you see anything, and we'll just go from there.
I wouldn't go blindfolded down the steps to that basie. You'll kill yourself just going down.
What are you doing next weekend?
Experiment.
Yeah, there we go. It's the shadow of a cat.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't see it, and I weren't too far away from where he was sat, so it's very, very, very strange goings on. Anyone got anything to add to that? We've got 3 more subjects to cover.
Yeah, there's very similar to things like Golem is like the Buddhist perspective of the Chupla, which is kind of a thought form. And there's been some. I think there's even been people doing like things like thought form magic, and it can kind of get out of hand as well. So yeah, it comes from many different places. But I think the Golem comes from Prague, and that was the initial thing. Golem, but it's an ancient magic. But it's not just the Jewish magical sect; it's also from Buddhism as well.
Yeah, there's a Jewish museum in Prague, and it has some references to the Golem in there. So, quite interesting.
Might have to go there then.
Yeah,
it is very interesting.
It is an interesting place.
Yeah. Anybody else? That was too quick. We weren't ready for your being quick.
You said to us to hurry up. Careful what you wish for, mate.
I give up with you a lot. Right. So
now you know you love us, really.
I'm saying nothing. Right. So we've got 2, 3, 5, or 7.
Mike, what are you drinking there, mate? It looks like a nice red.
Got red wine. So I finished my beer.
All right.
Finished the whiskey and now I'm on red wine because I've got left.
So we've got number 2.
It's about to get messy.
Michelle.
Like a nice red. That's what
it was this.
Ooh, global hum.
There you go. The global hum.
Interesting.
It's not a really bad smell from someone doing something behind a haystack, but
he's had sprouts on the pizza.
Is this like to do with like the frequency or something?
So the global hum. So the first one is the Teos hum in New Mexico. First widely documented in the early 1990s, only 2% of locals can hear it. Acoustic engineers recorded nothing. Witness described a diesel engine idling underground. So this is more for Paul and Abby and Angela. The Bristol hum. Oh, it's on because you're all down that way.
We got the Plymouth hum as well.
1970s to present, peaked in 79. People reported sleeplessness, migraines, and nausea. Some even moved house, and it followed them. And then the next one was in Windsor, Ontario, 2011 to 2015. Recorded by scientists, still no source found. Theories include subterranean resonance, atmospheric conduction, military ELF transmissions, interdimensional paranormal interpretation.
Alligators in sewers. I'm just putting that out there.
It's the lighthouse.
Not turtles in sewers.
Yeah, it's the Ninja Turtles, remember?
Is it? Yeah. Tommy, Ninja Turtles.
Tommy's off. He's gone.
I'm not having it.
He's going to watch Titanic.
Yes.
How do I get off this?
He can't watch the Titanic because he doesn't watch yet. He doesn't watch yet because he doesn't want to know what happens.
Yeah, don't spoil it. I've never got that far.
Do you think that hum could be some sort of weapon experiment?
Well,
other than using guns and that, they send out this frequency is enough to disarm you.
Well, could it be the direct energy weapon? Maybe they're charging it up.
Yeah.
Could it be? Tommy's mum will know this. Could it be CERN? It could be another CERN in different parts of the world that we don't know about. We only know of Dulce and CERN. They're the
Shout out, Mum, by the way. She's watching right now from France.
It's Sue, isn't
Hi,
it?
Tommy's mum.
Yes. Hey, Mum.
But bonjour, Madame Sue.
There's always one in there. There's always one, isn't there?
Davies experienced the hum in a holiday park in Ilfracombe.
But see, the first one is in New Mexico, and that's where Dulce is, isn't it? It's under New Mexico.
Well, are they near military bases? Because Plymouth's naval, and we get it in Plymouth as well.
Yeah, but Bristol isn't really got naval. It's use any military things, from my knowledge. I used to work in Bristol.
But Oggs just put direct energy weapons are supposed to be off the coast of Suffolk and Bardsley too. So a lot of these DWs are on the coast. So Bristol is literally the coast anyway.
Yeah.
New Mexico, has that got a coast?
I know Ilfracombe and Plymouth have, so yeah.
Canada?
Well, Ontario will do. Ontario will have the Great Lakes. And
I think, because you've got all it all coming down, haven't you? So
What about that Hydra Kaleidoscope that they built? They've been testing.
Oh, Hydra Collider.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
There's no mention of what goes on, what they're trying to experiment there. Are they experimenting with an underground weapon there? They don't need to send it through the airways. They can send frequency through the ground, and we absorb it through our feet.
I think, guys, that this one's a bit more explainable than anything else. Now, my friend and the host of the Scottish Paranormal podcast and the co-host.
Oh, the Wi-Fi and all that. He's sensitive to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So is it 221 gigahertz or whatever it is?
No, it just seems to be. Chris seems to be extremely sensitive to things like to Wi-Fi, for example, or to even things that were essentially electromagnetic. Now, over and above that, I remember listening to people who even were having issues being next to electricity pylons, for example. So I think that the hum is more than likely going to be something a bit more explainable. It's going to be just as the fact that we're using more electrical devices, people who are a bit more sensitive to electromagnetism are going to be affected by this. But you've got to understand as well that even from the sensitive side, the human point of view, there's even been suicides due to it. There's one suicide, and it was recorded on the BBC in 2009. So people's lives are really getting affected by it. Chris, for example, really struggled with his.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember Chris saying, because he has his phone on, he puts it on airplane mode.
Yeah.
I know he travels a lot anyway, but he was saying he puts it on because he can't have Wi-Fi in the house, or very limited. When they're not there, or he's like no one's using it, he literally shuts it all down. It makes him sick, gives him headaches, a lot.
Yeah, it's like bad tinnitus, isn't it?
Yeah.
But is that down to infrasound?
No, infrasound's a bit different. Actually, I've got a funny guys. Can you just bear with me just for a minute about infrasound? I had Steve Parsons on the Scottish Paranormal podcast. The show's not out yet, and infrasound is sound that we cannot hear because it's too low. So ultrasound is what we can. That's too high. Infrasound is too low, and if it's powerful enough infrasound, then we can actually have feelings that are kind of feel like paranormal, like people like touching us or something like that. So Steve Parsons went into Mary King's Close in Edinburgh, which is well known for being haunted, and put on an infrasound machine, and people start to feel like things in the back of the neck. They put it on about 50%, and local offices started to feel their mugs vibrate. And I hope you don't mind me saying this, but then at night it was just himself and the team, and he said he put it under 100%, and he's now called the machine the Orgasmatron, because especially the women were starting to have quite nice effects due to. So.
And someone's missing a trick there, then.
Yeah,
Where was it?
Interesting.
I'm going to try to see if ChatGPT can actually figure out how to make
what's this thing called?
On Amazon. Can you get it on
What
Prime?
do they call it? The brown wave. You've got the O wave now, have you?
Yeah. Ship to.
Well, there was a case we had it with Haunted Devon in Newton Abbot. There's nothing we could do. There was nothing we could do. We couldn't even pick it up on our audio, and we've got some sensitive audio equipment. But there was this one guy, and he was working with him for a while. But he'd had environmental health out, he'd had the council out, he'd had all these people out, and he was hearing this hum. His wife wasn't, and he was his wife's carer. And it was driving him mad because he just could not sleep because of this hum of a nighttime. I mean, they explored maybe there was a cannabis factory, like, underground or something, and it was the fans kicking it out. They went through everything. And the only thing we could suggest to him is, because the council couldn't find anything, there's no way we could have got to the bottom of it if environmental health isn't finding anything, is basically noise cancelling headphones or something to protect your ears of a nighttime, just to try and block it out. But one thing I want to ask as well, you've got the global hum, but what about the strange sounds phenomena in the sky that's been going on and off?
Sky whales.
Is that connected, do you think?
Yeah.
Well, you got sky trumpets and sky
You got
whales.
sky trumpets, yeah. And what sounds like a giant Titanic ship going through the sky. You get the metal grinding sounds and stuff like that.
This world is crazy. I'm just putting it out there.
But I've never heard the sky trumpet. I've heard them on the audio from someone recording it, but I've never heard it with my own ears, when I've been outside. I've heard it's high pitched noise. Yeah. And I've woke up 3 times. First time was during lockdown. I thought, oh, not only are we in lockdown, now they're bombing us. I just thought it was like an air raid siren or something. Yeah. But it just went on for ages. And it's the longer it went on, the more it was hurting my ears. And then it just shut off. And if it was someone in the chat, I don't know if it was Stuart or Jason, they said to me, I recorded the sound, and they had an app on the phone that would tell you what frequency it was running at. So I sent the recording to them, and they played it onto this, and then sent it back to me and showed me the frequency that it was at. But that's on my old phone, so it is on the computer somewhere. It's just finding that somewhere.
You have to find the frequency. I've heard what sounds like a freight train in the sky in Wiltshire, and something in Torquay which sounded like, and I thought there was roadworks. I thought, oh God, roadworks going on. Long day at work. The last thing you need is like, a jackhammer outside your window. Went outside, no roadworks. Looked around, no, but it sounded like a right ruckus going on, and people were out in the street, like,
whoa,
what's going on, like, yeah. So I've heard. I think I've heard it twice. No, I'm not 100%.
Can't set up.
Well,
pardon me.
Something like that.
Had to get it out there. Had to get it out there.
Right.
Where's the drum roll? Oh, I don't even get a drum roll now.
Oh, you want a drum roll as well? There you go.
I'm glad it's coming from the air horn. That's what I'm saying.
Well, is it
That's
though?
the Surrey wind.
Yeah.
That's
Right. So we've got
down here.
3, 5, or 7. We've got 20 minutes. Someone pick a number. Someone in the chat. Someone who isn't Liam. Pick a number.
I've only done 2.
Damn.
I know. Come on. 3. Who did that? That wasn't me. That was Abby. And I had to work out who it was.
Right, you made me nod.
You know who your friends are, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I know. Well, they're dropping like flies. Right. So, Paul, time slips, believe it or not.
Believe it or not, fancy that dropping on my plate.
Do you know what? Honestly, it was just pure luck.
Yeah, okay. I believe that.
Because I just picked the names and the number. So it's like the first name was 1, second name was 2, and that's how we did it. And then when it came up with Paul time slip, I thought, that's good. That's a good shout. So, can I give?
Go on, yeah.
I was going to give this one, and then you can carry on if that's all right.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, Liverpool Bold Street in Liverpool. That's in the UK. I know he said that's in Manchester. No, it's not.
No.
Get my head kicked in for that.
Who are you?
Won't be the first time. Won't be the first time. 1996, there was a man walking into WH Smith's. Suddenly found himself in 1967. Is that another shop?
Yeah.
How did you know he was in 1967?
Looked at the newspaper.
Yeah.
The dress code.
But it doesn't state why. So it says he went into Smith's and then found himself in 67, complete with cars, shop signage, and people dressed accordingly. He reappeared moments later back in the present. Time slips often happen in fixed geographic hotspots, suggesting fractures in local time perception. 2007, an American expedition filmed faint bioluminescent light streaks over the water. Local described it as night hunting predator glowing to lure fish. I don't know what's that's got to do with time slips, but anyway, it's there.
Prehistoric time slip coming up to have a meal.
That's just weird.
I know that street in Liverpool is quite famous for that time slip.
Yeah.
The very first recorded one was with a policeman, wasn't it? Wasn't he on patrol there one night and he saw a horse and carriages pull up by the side of him?
I think so, yeah. That rings a bell.
I think he was the first one ever to report it. A friend of mine's had a time slip. I've spoken to Andy and a few others about an experience a friend of mine had. And
this is amazing.
It's a long story, but it's mind-blowing. And that was a full-on time slip of what he saw, where he was, the time he was there, everything that happened to him on that time. I mean, to get a proper background of the whole story, it's a long story, a bit too long for here. But if you want to know,
you can watch it back on the video when I interviewed you the first time.
It's just phenomenal what happened to him. And I've known this guy for 25, 30 years, a real good guy. And he doesn't mind people talking. He won't talk about it himself. He refuses ever to talk about it again. And when he told me about it, I said, well, we'll go back there and have a look. And he said, I will never, ever go back to that place again. I had the warning. I got out when I was supposed to get out, and I will never, ever return to this place again. And and the experience he had is absolutely mind-blowing. And Tommy and Andy will tell you, I'll watch back for the video of me explaining
I can give you a quick recap, because obviously Paul's got the full story, knows it off by heart. But it's like, basically, they found this pub, they went in, he bought a drink, he handed the money, he got the change, but the barman wasn't really looking at him. He was kind of like, he served him his drink and that, but wasn't acknowledging. Yeah. And there's all these people, like, there's no one in there at first, and he turned around, there's loads and loads of people. Was it something like that? Or was it the other way around?
Yeah, what happened was he went to Yorkshire to do a long walk, because he does a lot of nature. So he looked up for a local pub. This is a quicker version. So he left the cottage, drove down the road, come to a T-junction, and thought, oh, there's a pub there on the corner. So he turned left again, went in the car park, walked down, went onto the high street. Right opposite was a baker's and a paper shop and a car mechanic shop right next to the pub. Went in the pub. He said it's very dimly lit. Just one person in there. The barman standing there with his arms crossed, looking straight at the front door that was obviously behind him. He's come in, good evening, and never acknowledged him. Walked up to the bar and said, oh, I'll have one of them pints. So the barman poured the pint out, put it on the top. He gave him a £5 note. The barman pulled out a wooden till, put the £5 note in it, and shut the till, gave him no change, and just looked at him. And he's like, well, this is a bit freaky. But went and sat down, started to drink his pint, and then virtually got through. And he thought, oh, I'll go and get another pint. Oh, I know what I do. I'll go get another pint. So he went up to the bar, said to the barman's in the same place. He has not moved. So he's still looking at his front door. And he went to put the jukebox on, and the barman said it doesn't work. They went to put a band, one arm band in, whatever. Doesn't work. So okay, I'll have another pint of that one. They gave him a £5 note. The barman opened it, put it in the wooden till, shut the till. As he split second, he picked his pint out, heard the front door go. Thought, thank God, somebody's come in the pub. As he's turned around, there's roughly, he described around about 20 people sitting in the horseshoe-shaped chairs, but their drinks were already on the table. So he already knew they hadn't been to the bar because he was there. So he grabbed his pint, sat down, and was looking at his paper, but kept looking at these people, and they're all sitting there, not talking, no interaction, but the drinks were all the same level. So it looked like they'd been drunk. Anyway, so he thought, well, this is quite creepy now, because nobody's doing anything. So he thought, right, I'm going to go for a wee, I'm going. He finished his pipe, walked up the stairs, was upstairs, opened the door because the toilet was outside, went to the outside, and this dog was really having a go at him. He thought, oh, do you know what, I'll wait. Shut the door, come back down the stairs, and a split second later, he was right behind. These 20 people had disappeared, but the front door was just shut in before him. I thought, well, that's not very nice, not even held the door open. He opened the door, went outside, gone. There's nobody there. So he got back in his car, drove off, and thought, well, how could 20 people just have disappeared in a split second? So the next day he woke up, thought, right, I'm going to go back there and see what's going on. So he got in the car, put the very basic sat-nav on, took him straight to the place. There's the baker's in the paper shop, the car mechanic shop there, the pub's there. So he's turned left, gone left in the car park, walked down to the high street, gone to the pub, and it's all boarded up. So he's like, oh, I must be in the wrong place. Gone and checked his sat-nav. No, right place. So he went next door to the mechanics next door, the bloke banging away there. He said, excuse me, mate, do you know how long the pub's been shut? He said, oh, 70, 80 years that's been closed. Why? Why do you need to know that? He said, oh, I'm just doing a local history check. I just wondered. He said, you don't need to know anything about that. And he said, okay, no worries. So he went off thinking, what? I know I'm in the right place. Anyway, he tells his brother. He won't tell anybody else. He tells his brother. His brother said, all right, this is about a year later. He decides to tell someone. So he tells his brother. His brother said, all right, I'll go back to my girlfriend. So they stayed in the same cottage, followed the same route, got to the pub, and it was like a lively pub with all the youngsters in, the music's going, and he'd gone in there, done their bit, bought some beer or whatever, got their change, put it in their pocket, and interacted, and drove back to the cottage. And he said, well, there's nothing wrong with that pub. That's just like a normal pub. And my friend that first had the encounter described these people as dressed in 1930s type clothing. That's how he described it, because he's quite good with like that sort of era. So his brother got out, came back, put the change up on the side of the bed, and in the change was a 1930s penny.
Wow.
No way.
Remember,
So they not only experienced it, they've come back with physical evidence as well.
Yeah, that's the shorter version of it. But that's
That is
basically
wild.
to him.
Incredible.
Do you remember? Do you remember in the 90s they had a TV show called Strange But True?
Yeah.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
And
yeah.
they had the British time slips, and there's very similar one in France. Not the first sight one,
Yeah.
but a couple that actually went to a village, they went to a pub.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a few cases like that. I find them very, very interesting.
Mm.
And like, I was coming home one night. I'd been doing a paranormal night in Brighton, so I'm riding home on the bike one night, and I'm coming out of Brighton all the way home, virtually home. And there's a place near us called Caterham on the Hill. So you obviously climb up the hill, over the top, and down the bottom. And I was riding the bike. It's about 2:30, 20 to 3 in the morning, and I'm just entered the bypass, bombing along. Suddenly, everything around me stopped. Literally stopped. Nothing moved. Not me. Nothing. For a split second, and I'm looking, thinking, what on earth is going on here? Being on a motorbike. And as I looked to my left, I saw this lady standing on the bypass in a white dress. A split second, and I was back moving again. And I said to my partner, "You ain't gonna believe what's just happened to me." Blah 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 blah. And she said, "Oh yeah, there was a woman killed on the bypass right as she went to the bypass. She was killed there." And people often say time stops as they see her.
Oh,
And it literally did stop.
Wow.
Oh my God.
It was split seconds of sort of being on the bike and looking around thinking, why is nothing moving? And then split second, I was back in going. And I'm thinking, and I even pulled over and looked behind me, thought, what on earth was that? And just carried on home thinking, oh, maybe I've, thinking too deep about the paranormal investigation. Maybe I've, and when I told my partner, no, there was a lady killed on the bypass. Right as you enter the bypass, she was killed there. And people often say that they think time seems to stop if you see her. So I don't know.
Interesting.
But that's my account of the time slips.
Michelle.
Wow.
Michelle has gone.
It says disconnected.
She's gone in a time slip.
Time slip. Yeah.
She's gone looking for that pub where it's only a £5 for a pint. Anyway, you ready? Letting the dogs out. She'll be back in a minute.
We let the dogs out.
Right. So last one is Mark.
Oh.
Corpse Road and Spirit Paths.
Isn't Wisman's and Woods meant to be a corpse road?
Well, I've got Swinside Stone Circle in Cumbria. The Corpse Road connecting the circle to the old burial ground has reports of phantom possessions, silent mourners, sudden emotional heaviness, animals constantly refuse to walk through the path, and Lich Way in Dartmoor, known as the Way of the Dead, sightings of a headless procession walking the misted trail at dusk. Corpse roads are believed to hold directional spiritual charge like a channel.
Yeah, it's by Wisman's Woods, that is, yeah.
Do you know what? See, every other topic tonight I could have talked about. But corpse roads and spirit paths. So the only things I can really think about is maybe moving back to there's one place in Perth. Now, Perthshire, sorry, not Perth. Now, just to Scotland's actually kind of like two continents being kind of merged together, and where like people talk about the Highlands, it's actually there's actually a very powerful boundary fault, and that boundary fault there's a lot of paranormal activity. 2 weeks ago I was in a place called Aberfoyle, which is close to the Highland boundary fault, and there's a very famous fairy hill there. And the only thing I'm aware about with like corpse roads and spirit paths is a place in Perthshire near a place called Comrie, and that is extremely weird. There's time slips have been there. There's a guy called David Cowan who's written 2 books about the area, and he's experienced time slips there. And he's talked about a number of things that have happened. But nearby in Comrie, there's actually also a Nazi encampment where and it was actually the worst of the Nazis who were captured were kept in Comrie. And the place is really bizarre. And there are reports in that area from like bygone eras that there'd be like spirit roads and there'd be like even spirits on certain parts of the road. Now I know they're talking about Codford like a funeral procession, but they did talk about things sort of like that, specifically where there'd be people who were not actually buried in graves. There maybe be people who have they wouldn't have much reputation or poverty or something like that, and they wouldn't be buried actually in a consecrated graveyard. They'd be kept in a place like that. So that's the only thing they can really think of, and the only thing they can really talk about. It's not something I know too much about. But the other thing as well is I'm aware of things like the faith, for example, would actually kind of go through spirit paths and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, the only thing I can think of is maybe spirit paths would be they do sound very similar to things like ley lines, but I don't know much.
Anyone else?
As I say, I just know what happens at the one in Dartmoor. People experience a lot of stuff there. Animals go funny. My friend had a really strange experience. One of my Haunted Devon members. She's not fully told me about it. I'm still waiting. But she got so ill afterwards. She had so much ill health after she had this experience on the Corks Road, and she heard chanting. She was led to this stone or something like that, and yeah, she just felt really, really horrible. And really, as I said, she hasn't fully spoken to me about it yet. I think she's still quite. I think it still shook her up quite a lot, but she had a lot of bad health afterwards. So I don't know if that is tied into this phenomena as well.
I see Fire Spirit about talking about A9. That's not quite the same thing. The A9 is a road that has a lot of paranormal activity in it, and there's a battle there at Killycrankie, but I don't think that's quite the same. The way I'm understanding it would be like almost like where you see spirits. There's also kind of things like A75, for example. There's supposed to be a haunted road, and I've been down there a few times. There's supposed to be places where people would see things, but I don't think that's quite the same thing, is it, Andy? It's not like the same as
I don't really know about the A19 in Scotland. I'm not that well up on it.
I'm hoping to get in the right road. I've had beer, wine, and Jack Daniels. So probably
Spirits of a different kind.
But the A9 is the road that takes you kind of up north, and it's It's kind of like when you go through Calvine, for example, and stuff like that. And yeah, there's been a lot of accidents around that area.
Do you think that's due to traumatic deaths on that road?
Well, the reason behind the road is there are roads. There's one road in Fife near Kirkcaldy where there's somebody destroyed a standing stone. There's been lots of death there, but the A9 is actually more explainable. What they've done is they've got a dual carriageway, then it goes to single carriageway, then it goes to dual carriageway as well. Again, though, this is very close to the Ratho, and it's very close to Calvine, for example, and like really close to Calvine. And what's really interesting about that area is that there's temples to like St. Bride's, which are kind of a pagan goddess. I know of one place near Dundee which is dedicated to St. Bride's, and that place is a no-go area to me. I don't say that lightly. So there seems to be a lot of energy around that area, especially when there's ley line, the dragon line that seems to almost go through Calvine, especially. So the A9 is well known for paranormal activity and stuff like that. And then there's the A75 and the borders. What's really interesting about the A75 as well is that there's a place called Glenluce, and that's not well known. Now, what's really interesting about Glenluce is that there's actually a specific castle. It's got like the Glenluce Devil, but there's also a Facebook page on UFO Scotland, and somebody actually reported seeing not like UFO, but USO actually arriving from the water in that area as well, in that area. And there's a few really impressive standing stones in that area. So a lot of standing stones, a lot of length in that area as well. So yeah, I'm probably talking shite. I don't know road names all that well. But no, I hope I'm talking the right thing.
Yeah. I drive for a living and don't know road names, so don't worry about it. But there is one. Steve Mera investigated it. He's in the chat earlier, and I know Simon or Darren know it. There's a monk on a road, and it's on. As you coming from either Manchester towards Barnsley or back, and there's an old steelworks, and there's a bypass down there, and there's this. People would see this monk walking down. It begins with S, but I cannot remember the name of the place. So I'm just waiting for one of them to put it in the chat, because we are at the 2-hour mark and we're going to have to end it in a minute.
Very quickly, there's a hotspot. There's a couple of hotspots in Scotland that are not well known, and one of them is in Fife, and it actually goes around a place actually emanating a place called Star of all places, and nearby is a town called Kennelly. There's actually been things like ghostly monks being seen. At one point, a bunch of German tourists were staying there, and they actually left. They just did the night and just left.
Wow!
So, yeah,
it's the Stocksbridge bypass. It is, and there's monks and that were seen on it. And I know Steve Mera had done an investigation. I don't think he came up with anything. I think it's just people were just saying that they'd seen stuff and this, that, and the other. But I've driven up and down that road loads of times during the day, at night. That's the way I go usually when I go back up north. You cut across that way, you cut out loads of the motorway. Bit more scenic. And I've driven up and down it, like I said, at night, during the day, early morning, mid-afternoon. I've never noticed anything or seen anything. So, yeah, but it's a Stocksbridge bypass. So you go on the Woodhead path. So you come off the M1. So you going north on the M1. You come off and go towards like Glossop that way, and I think it's a 639. Sure, it is. And then you just drops down. It goes past the steel. It's just bypass. It goes like what Mark was saying, single carriageway. Then it goes to double, then single, then double. These roundabouts and all that. There's an old steelworks there at Stocksbridge, and I think it's around the area where this single or these monks were supposedly seen. So, like I said, I've never seen anything on it. So I don't know. That's all I've got.
That's it.
And unfortunately, we are at the end of the show.
Oh, great!
I know. I could do another 22 hours.
Pizza's all gone. I need another pizza now.
Oh,
you need another pizza.
I have.
You need a day off, Andy. You've been podcasting like a blinking loon.
That's all I've got left. Of one, I've still got a full one there. I'll have that tomorrow. I'm not an animal. Yeah. So that's it. So thank you all for coming on. Thank you for sharing your knowledge of the given topic.
Or not.
Knowing absolutely nothing about it. Say
Nicole's picking the subjects next time, then, yeah?
Yeah, she can do. Well, we normally do the wheel. We have a wheel that she spins, and on. Sorry, I'm just trying to stop the banners, and I can't do it. It's doing me head in there. She has a wheel. It's a like digital virtual wheel. She'll spin it, has question marks on it. Then when it stops, and then she reveals what the subject is. So that's it. It's just that, but without the wheel. I couldn't be asked trying to find a wheel and get it going and all that. I can only just get it.
It worked well, didn't it? It worked well.
Oh yeah. This is a backup, so. But yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it's good.
Liam's gone. Liam's had enough. He's like, fuck that.
Good night, mate.
See you later, Liam. Thanks.
Yeah.
He doesn't like goodbyes, that's why.
A lot of
So yeah, that is everything. So thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you Og. Thank you Og for doing the super chat as well. Thank you Abby, Paul, Craig, Tommy, Angela, Michelle, Mark. Do we have to say Liam?
Yeah.
And Nicole. Yeah, they did show the faces, so it was good. We are back next. Oh, he's coming back now to make sure I say goodbye to him, innit? We're back again on the.
He's doing an encore.
You know what the internet's like in this shed. It's amazing it's lasted this long.
Our next one is on the 5th of December with a whole new lineup, I think. I'm not quite sure who's on that one yet. I need to
right, so you're just dumping us, are you, after one night?
Oh,
cheers, pal.
No Christmas special then, hey, look. Just get you on.
Just dump us, just use us, why don't you?
Cheers.
Yeah,
just pretend you've been abducted, used and abused.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
No Christmas special then, is there, eh?
Isn't that average Saturday night?
Yeah. Sorry. We are going to be doing another 24-hour next year.
Oh God.
So.
Yeah, let me have a B12 or two before we do that.
Yeah. I can't believe I've just said that.
I'm too old for that sort of stuff, Andy. To be honest,
you're not that much older than me, are you?
No, I'm not. You look a lot older than I am, but
oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Gong.
That's just a time set.
You're all right. Hey. Every time you do that, my dogs start barking. You
know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave you a load of voice notes now, and it's just going to be that all the way through.
Gong.
No, but thank you all so much for coming on, sticking with it, and even though you didn't know what the subjects were, see, all I did was download it all, but I didn't read the description of it. I just had the title, so I didn't want to ruin it for me. So that's it.
As long as it didn't ruin it for you, Andy, that's the main thing.
Hey, of course. Look, if I don't care about
never mind about your guests. Don't ruin it for yourself, mate.
What you call the host with the most?
That's the one.
Fucking Northerners. That's right. That's what it is. I have trouble with Northerners. Southerners, I'm fine. Scottish, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm a Southerner that lives in the north, so what am I?
See, I'm a Northerner that lives in the south, so we're kind of all right.
Yeah, all right.
You balance out.
Yeah.
And I'm where I'm supposed to be in the north, so I'm all right.
Is that King of the North, Liam?
Obviously.
That is every morning and every night when he gets up and goes to bed, he looks in the mirror and goes, King of the North.
King of the North.
It's usually I look in the mirror and go, shit, I've got less hair again.
Oh, there's that. It's always
Try and wear the hats.
No, massive thank you to all of you for sticking it out and getting the pizza and joining in and enjoying it. So that's it. I don't have anything else to add.
I've got bloody heartburn now.
Is that the Skittles?
The Skittles, the whiskey, the vodka, or the pizza.
Yeah. It's all your fault.
Who deserves it?
I've got to go downstairs now and face the music. It's all your fault.
Oh well. Look, as long as you get a video of you getting your head kicked in off the missus, that's fine.
Not 2 ways
That's
about
it. That's all it's about. So join us on Wednesday when our guest will be Michael Hulse. He's a paranormal investigator from Bolton.
I've met him. It's a nice chap.
Oh, good. He seems all right, so that's why he's coming on.
Can I do a plug, Andy, while you're at it?
Go on then. Another one.
I've got Richard Felix on Monday.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, Richard Felix is good.
Tommy, who have you got coming on?
Who have I got coming on? I can't remember. I've got quite a few. I've got Craig next week.
Me!
Yeah.
Yes! Let's go. Mine's not live, but it'll be out very soon after we talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Paul, you got anyone coming on?
Someone talk about haunted dolls coming up.
Oh.
Set them on fire. Burn the fucking things.
Yeah.
I am available for podcasts, bar mitzvahs, wedding dues, anything. Just give us a shout. I'll do anything.
He'll turn up. He'll just turn up.
I don't mind. Give us a shout.
Do you know what? Even if you don't get an invite, he'll just turn up.
Yeah. Just gate crash. Don't give a shit.
So they call it an open bar.
Angela, have you got anything?
No, the same as Paul. We do the same one.
Yeah, we're on the same Paranormal Monday Night Live, don't we?
Liam?
I haven't got a clue. I've been at work for fucking too long. Can't remember.
You got me next week.
Summit be out on Sunday. I know that.
Yeah. Mark?
No, we've got Steve Parsons' interview to go out. I'm not too sure what the next interview is. So we're a bit quiet at the moment with the Scottish Paranormal Podcast.
Right, no worries. Thank you. Michelle? I'm working my way around.
Podcast wise.
Oh, come on, mate. If you want me, I don't mind.
Interesting at the moment. Liam and I have a spooky thing coming up next month that we're actually doing together in person.
Ooh.
Yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for that.
And
taking on the ghosts of the north.
Me, I've got a show. Was it Monday coming out where we've? I spoke to a few of the Haunted Devon committee, and we're just talking about paranormal stories that we've had over the years and playing out some audio to go with it and talking about different techniques.
Excellent. Well, I've got a guest next Friday as well. Greg Tomlinson's coming on.
Oh, I'm not here next Friday anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, he's good as Greg.
Yes, met him. He's good.
Yeah,
I met him. He was car park attendant. Showed me around the hotel, helped me to check in, sorted the food out, and was a local tour. All at Bosworth Hall. He didn't know this at the time until they turned up and like, what do I do? Where do I go? And it was like me and him there, and he'd been there 10 minutes longer than I had. So obviously he had to become the tour guide for the rest of the weekend. So that's how it happened. So that's it. So
poltergeists, Greg.
Say again.
Good research into poltergeists.
Yes, yes. Oh, I when he did his speech at Bosworth Hall, he was talking about all that because we was talking about it beforehand as well when we was getting ready, and the depth that he goes into is just it makes more sense than a lot of the other theories. So
it does, yeah. He's a good bloke.
Yes, definitely. So that is it. We're off.
Right.
So thank you all. Thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you everyone subscribing. Thank you to everyone listening back on Audible, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, and whatever podcast player you listen to. Yeah. And don't forget, you can find the other talk show that I do on Channel 12 TV Network.nowcast.cc. You have to subscribe. So if you want to find all the ins and outs of what I got up to in the past with Michelle, Liam, and Tommy so far, it's all on there.
No, we don't.
It's all on there. Craig. You're on in a couple of weeks.
Oh, God. All right. Remind me.
Remind you to not do it.
I've got to go. I've got barking Cocker Spaniels. Nice to meet you.
No worries.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
See you later.
Can end it now. If you can hang on, that'd be great. If not, thank you all for coming on. I'll be in touch very, very soon. So have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Everyone in the chat, everyone listening on podcast, and that is it. So see you all in a couple of minutes. So take care.
See you later.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.